morning, faculty and students. Today I'm excited to have this program here in the gym. This is the first time in 3 years we've been able to have the program as a full school to help remember veterans and on Veterans Day. At this time, would you please stand and help me welcome the veterans as they enter the gym. Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning, veterans, active duty men, women, honored guests, faculty, and students. I would like to welcome you to the Veterans Program here today. We often refer to William Blount as a family and as an important part of our greater community. We try to take care of each other in times of need. Cadet Hannah Dodd in our Air Force ROTC program learned of a need in our community. Veterans Jack and Nancy McEntee lost their home in a fire. Jack served in the United States Air Force, and Nancy served in the United States Marines. I never knew the branches of the service interloped, but evidently they've had a very successful marriage. Our ROTC took this opportunity on as a fundraiser to help and support veterans in our community. Jack and Nancy, would you please come forward and accept this check for $2,700? McEntee, thank you for your service. That is but one way our school gives back to our community. The first Veterans Day was declared a National Day of Remembrance by President Woodrow Wilson in 1919. We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month in the year 1918. In the years since, President Wilson made the 11th of November a National Day of Remembrance. The scope of our observance has changed from a day set aside to remember the dead from one war to a day which American veterans from all wars, as well as those who served in times of peace, could be honored. Tomorrow, the 11th month, the 11th day, at the 11th hour, people throughout the country will gather together to remember, to honor, and to pay gratitude to those who have served our country. Our gathering here today is a small way we can honor the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can live in freedom. Your presence here today and that of the people gathering all across the country this Veterans Day is a tribute to those lost troops and to their families. It is a way we say we remember. Veterans, whether you served in peacetime or in war, our message at William Blount is simple. Thank you for your unwavering service. Thank you for the many sacrifices you made so we can enjoy the many freedoms we as Americans have today. Thank you. Please stand for the posting of the colors and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem.
Attention! Salute! Pledge! I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets raked down the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color guard, post the colors.
Ready? Eight.
Please be seated.
Welcome. On behalf of all the students and faculty at William Blount High School, I would like to give a big thank you to all the veterans that came out today to this very special day. We would like to thank you for your service and how much time and effort you've put into your country and community. I would also like to recognize all the William Blount faculty that has served in the military. Please stand when I call your name. Ron Carbonneau, Air Force. Jolie Coulter, Air Force. John Douglas, Army. Douglas Fox, Air Force. Jeff Herrig, Navy. Jordan Henderson, Air Force. Carmela Lawson, Air Force. Sonia McCauley Cook, Army. Adam McNair, Air Force. Melanie Pritchard, Air Force. We appreciate you and all that you've done for us. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy this program.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now recognize members of each individual military branch by playing their song and displaying each service flag. If you are a veteran, are currently serving in the military, or students, if you have a family member that is a veteran, please stand while your branch of the United States military and your outstanding service and sacrifice to your country is recognized. The United States Army flag is carried by Cadet Skylee Crow. performance will be a dual rifle exhibition demonstration by members of the William Blount High School Air Force Junior ROTC drill team, senior cadets Ryan Simpson and Alex Simmel.
Thank you, veterans, for serving our nation and community.
Our honored guest speaker today is retired Army Lieutenant General James L. Campbell. General Campbell was commissioned through the Army ROTC program at the University of Missouri in 1971 with a Bachelor's of Science in Physical Education. He also holds a Master of Science from the University of Illinois, also in Physical Education, and a Master of Arts in National Security and Strategic Studies from the U.S. Naval War College. He served over 36 years in the Army, leading soldiers in war and peace. He commanded the United Nations Quick Reaction Force in Somalia, led a multi-nation staff in Haiti, and served as the commander of Joint Task Force Full Accounting, with the mission to account for those missing from the Vietnam conflict. General Campbell commanded a multinational division in Bosnia to enforce the Dayton Peace Accords and served as the commanding general of all Army forces in the Pacific. In his final assignment, he served as the director of the Army staff in the Pentagon, responsible for coordinating and synchronizing the day-to-day efforts of a million-person Army. He currently serves as a senior advisor to the Chief of Staff, Army, and assists in the development of the Army General Officers. He has a passion for baseball and pulls for the Atlantic Braves. He and his wife, Carol, live in the Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee with their golden retriever, Cabernet. The most significant award he received as a soldier was the opportunity to serve his country. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you Lieutenant General James L. Campbell.
That was a very kind introduction. Good morning to you all. Principal Rob Clark, Colonel Camilla Lawson, cadets of the Air Force Junior ROTC program, you guys look magnificent today. Teachers and faculty, thank you for organizing and conducting such a special tribute. Thank you to Jeremy Snodderly and Colonel Lawson for making sure I was in the right place at the right time. To our veterans here this morning, for reasons very personal to you, you raised your right hand and swore to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You stepped forward when you were needed. There is nothing nobler than risking your life for your country. To our Marine veterans here today, happy birthday. For today is the 247th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And finally, to the students here this morning, the future leaders of this community and perhaps our nation, I will speak from my heart. And I will try to keep this short and to the point, as I know you really want to get back to class. No matter how hard I try to say something meaningful, and no matter how hard you try to remember what I say, the reality is you will forget most of it in days, if not hours. And I'm not being critical. There are a lot of things going on in your life. I understand. All I ask in the next few minutes is that you listen. As you heard, my name is Jim Campbell, and I had the honor to serve our country for over 36 years as a soldier. This morning I have the opportunity, a really rare opportunity, to share my thoughts on what it means to be a veteran and to selflessly serve this country. In the weeks and days leading up to this event, I thought carefully about how I could best describe a veteran of the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, and the Space Force. When I use the word soldier this morning, I am saying collectively soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Coast Guardsman, and Space Force. I proudly and respectfully allow me to do that. My thoughts. A veteran does not wear a cape or have a large S on their chest. They are teachers. They are coaches, administrators, businessmen and businesswomen, accountants, chemists, doctors, nurses, policemen and policewomen, firefighters, laborers, farmers. They are moms and dads, sisters and brothers, daughters and sons. For those who have served in uniform, they are you and me. A veteran, humble by nature, is uncomfortable when thanked for their service. They did not choose to put their life on the line for praise, riches, or celebrity status. They did it because they had a job to do and were determined not to let their fellow Americans down. A veteran understands the importance of being something much bigger, a part of something much bigger than himself or herself. They value teamwork and are committed to those on their left and their right. That commitment is sacred. A veteran knows the loneliness of missed births, anniversaries, holidays, far from family and friends, but is comforted by knowing he or she is in the presence of the best adopted family possible, fellow brothers and sisters in arms. A veteran understands that adversity can be a constant companion, but overcomes those obstacles and challenges by staying true to a very special creed. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. And I will never leave a fallen comrade. A veteran takes great pride in being a difference maker, not looking for a spotlight, but deflecting credit to others. Stephen Ambrose, writing about our service members during the Second World War, but still applicable to every veteran, said this: they wanted to be throwing baseballs, not hand grenades. They wanted to be shooting .22s at rabbits, not M1s at other young men. But when the test came, when freedom had to be fought for or abandoned, they fought. They are soldiers of democracy, and it is to them we owe our freedom. During my time in uniform, I have seen firsthand the essence of selfless service to our country. The young soldier, fresh out of basic training, when asked by a passerby in the airport, "Hey, why did you join the Army?" he said, "I decided I wanted to die for something and not from something." The young infantry captain in the streets of Baghdad in some of the toughest fighting. His unit had been deployed for 1 full year. 1 week before they were due to come home, they received word they would be extended 4 additional months. He gathered his 140 brave and battle-hardened men and said to them, "I am going to give you 1 minute to scream, to cuss, to vent, to cry, and let out your frustration." After 1 minute of a lot of noise, most of it very colorful, he told them now to get your game faces back on. Get out there and do the job the American people are counting on you to do. I had the honor to serve as the senior representative of our country at a funeral in Chandigarh, India, for a young sergeant, American Indian, who had been killed in Iraq. During the small reception in his parents' very humble home, his mother approached me, reached out and touched me on the arm. She said, "How is it possible that an American 3-star general would travel halfway around the world to honor my son who was only a sergeant?" My response was direct and heartfelt. I told her, because he was an American soldier. A young widow, in a reception following the memorial service for her husband and the father of her small children, slowly rose to her feet to speak to family and friends as the room fell silent. She said, "Never forget what he sacrificed so that we might have a better life. Never forget that what he died doing he believed in. But most of all, never forget that men and women like him became heroes long before they died. They became heroes the day they enlisted. Claudia Pemberton, a noted author, has said that America without her soldiers is like God without his angels. Many of us know the words to the first verse of America the Beautiful. It is, however, the third verse of that beloved anthem that captures what all these veterans represent in their heart and their soul. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you this morning for this very special ceremony. As you heard in my biography, the greatest award I ever received as a soldier was the opportunity to serve our country. This morning, it has been my honor to recognize our veterans for answering a most noble call, and above all, to thank them for being my heroes. God bless you all, and may God bless America.
am the flag of the United States of America. I was born on June 14th, 1777, in Philadelphia. 50 stars signal from my union, one for each of the 50 sovereign states in the greatest constitutional republic the world has ever known. I am a living symbol of my nation's law, the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. I am displayed in every schoolroom throughout my nation. Every schoolyard has a flagpole for my display. As you see me silhouetted against the peaceful skies of my country, remind yourself that I am the flag of your country, that I stand for what you are, no more, no less. Guard me well, lest your freedom perish from the earth. Dedicate your lives to those principles for which I stand. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The flag folding ceremony represents the same principles on which our country was originally founded. The portion of the flag denoting honor is the canton of blue, containing the stars representing the states our veterans served in uniform. The canton filled of blue dresses from left to right and is inverted when draped as a pall on a casket of a veteran who has served our country in uniform. In the armed forces of the United States, at the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded into a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night, as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out and, at the ceremony of reveille, run aloft as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of the body. The first fold stands for liberty. The white stripes of the flag symbolizes our liberty. The second fold represents unity. National unity in the face of natural disasters and external threats has preserved our constitutional republic. The third fold stands for justice. The blue of the flag embodies justice. The fourth fold symbolizes perseverance. The Continental Army persevered during the brutal winter at Valley Forge in 1777. The fifth fold represents hardiness. The aggressors in World War II underestimated American hardiness, but we withstood difficulties and emerged victorious. The sixth fold stands for valor. The red color in the flag represents valor, symbolic of the bloodshed by all the American heroes who sacrificed for our freedom. The seventh fold symbolizes purity. A pure nation is free from taint, from what weakens, pollutes, or renders it ineffective. The eighth fold represents innocence. Innocence implies that one is unacquainted with evil and is thus free from sin. The ninth fold signifies sacrifice. We pay tribute to the firefighters, policemen, members of our armed forces, and numerous others who continue to sacrifice for our freedom. The 10th fold stands for honor. We give thanks for all those who have acted with honor in the founding and growth of America. The 11th fold symbolizes independence. America stands as an icon of freedom and independence for the oppressed of the world. May it always remain so. The 12th fold represents truth. America was built upon God-given truths articulated in the Declaration of Independence. Adherence to these truths has made America a great nation. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who helped establish this great nation, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we have today. For the next portion of our ceremony, we ask everyone to exercise respectful silence as we honor American prisoners of war and those missing in action. As you entered the gym this morning, you may have noticed a small table in a place of honor. It is set for one. This table is our way of symbolizing the fact that members of our profession of arms are missing from our midst. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs, but we call them brothers. They are unable to be with us this morning, and so we remember them. Let us remember the United States Army, honored by Cadet Simmel. Let us remember the United States Marine Corps, honored by Cadet Chitwood. Let us remember the United States Navy, honored by Cadet Dodd. Let us remember the United States Air Force, honored by Cadet Lawson. Let us remember the United States Coast Guard, honored by Cadet Hodges. Let us remember the men and women prisoners of war from all branches of services that are too often forgotten. The table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his oppressors. Remember. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call of arms. Remember. The single red rose, displayed in a vase, reminds us of the families and loved ones of our comrades in arms who keep the faith awaiting return. Remember. The red ribbon, tied so prominently on the vase, is reminiscent of the red ribbon worn on the lapel and breast of thousands who bear witness to their unyielding determination to demand a proper accounting for the missing. Remember. The candle is lit, symbolizing the upward reach of the unconquerable spirit. Remember. A slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate. Remember. There is salt upon the bread plate, symbolic of the family's tears as they wait. Remember. The glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us this day. Remember. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and aid, and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember. Remember until the day they come home. Remember. Please stand for a moment of silence.
Thank you. Please be seated. Veterans, I would like to thank you for your service, for your attendance today. Thank you to Mr. Tootin, the band program, to Mr. Clift, our choir, Colonel Lawson, Chief McNair, our Air Force Junior ROTC cadets, thank you. Thank you, General Campbell, for being here with us today and speaking. Thanks, Mr. Herrig, your students in culinary arts for feeding the veterans this morning. And most importantly, thank you, veterans. At this time, color guard, retire the colors. Please stand. Thank you. This concludes our program. Veterans, if you'll be seated, please, while we dismiss our students. Students, thank you for your attendance today. At this time, let's please return to our second period class.